They wanted to make something better than themselves, something they could only do together. They started a year and a half ago, one person at a time, sharing the dream, building the vision, creating something beautiful and good. It's a very special gift. They followed it with their heart, through good times and bad, with much sacrifice, often silently, giving so much of themselves for the benefit of others. Now the night is over. The dream is reality. Welcome to Anthro Northwest. Anthro Northwest was a dream to provide Seattle with an anthropomorphic art convention, a family event with a focus on promoting some of the most wonderful attributes found in our community. This year, the theme attributes are creativity, charity, and hospitality. We promote these attributes through an emphasis on art, education, and building community. Anthro Northwest is a gift to a very special community, one that is naturally filled with the attributes mentioned above. The community is very beautiful, both on the inside and on the outside. The external beauty manifests itself through the beautiful creations of its members. Gorgeous costumes, artwork, performances, music, dance, and so much more. But the beauty on the inside is also incredibly special and precious. We see this within the community, people that are dedicated to service, to others, inclusiveness, generosity, charity, kindness, sharing. Perhaps if a word could really cover it all, it'd be a deep love for one another and for the world around us. It's a very special community. It's the strong beauty found in this community that allows us to be here today. This weekend we'll enjoy the fruit of the work that's been put forth by so many. Our volunteers, staff, vendors, panelists, and especially our hotel. The Renaissance has given us a very special chance to share our art, to strengthen our community, to create more beauty in the world. The Renaissance Hotel is our home for the weekend. Let us treat it as such and show our appreciation to them for their kindness. If we wish to have more opportunities for conventions like this one, we need to be courteous, kind, and respectful. Every one of you is representing our community. It's bringing out the best for everyone to see. There's a lot of people here today, quite a bit more than we originally expected when we started. We'd ask that you try to keep the public spaces, like the lobby, relatively clear. If you see things jamming up, please consider going to our private areas on the second and third floors. We'd also like to remind you that you should be wearing your badge at all times. If you are wearing a face mask at any time at the Renaissance property or any of our participating partner venues or businesses, your face is covered, you need to have your badge worn. There are several organizations coming together at this time to make this event happen. We have the Flair Volunteers from California who are helping out with logistics and safety. And we have a wonderful sponsor this year called National Fiber Technology. They make beautiful fur, and you see it in a lot of Hollywood productions and very high-end fursuits. If you see them at a panel or at the dealer's den, please just tell them thank you for helping make Anthro Northwest possible. We also have a special media guest this year. Her name is Lisa Ling, and she's going to be producing a program on the furry fandom. If you'd like to opt in, because by default everybody's opted out, and allow your face to appear in the program, and we encourage that, please just stop by operations and let the Part 2 Pinchers rep know. We'd encourage this because it should be really positive for our community. And you can also opt out completely of having no costumes shown and no part of you shown. They can do that as well, if you'd like that. Our guest of honor this year is Telephone. She's perhaps the most widely known character performer. She always gives 110%. She runs Skype Pro Fursuits, and she's created more than 100 costumes since she started. So she's not just a character performer. She's also a great artist. But more than being, she's so sweet. More than just being a great artist or a performer, she has all the attributes that we hold most dear in our community. She has creativity, tremendous charity, and hospitality. She's very special in the way that she supports so many charities. It's impossible to get her to talk about it, right? If you start digging, you just keep finding more and more. She's amazing. So we aren't going to list them here because we'll be here till like tomorrow, and it would embarrass her. But safe to say, she's really an example of all the foundational attributes that we hold dear and to be so important to us in the community. So the sponsor we're sponsoring this year is Sarvi Wildlife, and they're a nonprofit that rescues, rehabilitates, and releases all kinds of wild creatures. They specialize in large avians like eagles and hawks, and they'll be hosting a live animal education seminar today. They're a small nonprofit, so the funds that we raise here they actually make a really big difference for them. We're really glad to have them here as our charity sponsor. So Anthro Northwest is really about all of you, your hopes, your dreams, your interests, and your loves. We hope that through this convention, you'll be inspired by the community, by the art, and by the people. Most of all, we hope that you're inspired to make the world a more beautiful place. Whether it's a beautiful painting, an incredible costume, maybe it's just a hug or sharing a kind word, or enjoying the people and art around you today. We hope that in the end, there's a little bit of you in Anthro Northwest, and a little bit of Anthro Northwest in you. The future lies before you, like a sheet of falling snow. Be careful how you step on it. For every step will show. The panelists are ready. The artists are here. The performers have arrived. The lounge is up. Now let the convention begin. On behalf of Anthro Northwest, I would like to thank all of you for making the dream of Anthro Northwest a reality. Anthro Northwest is something that was created by all of you, the panelists, the volunteers, the DJs, the artists, vendors, and very much all the attendees. You've all worked together to create something that was exceptional, exceptionally beautiful. Thank you for all your support and for making this event happen. We hope that all of you have learned new skills, had an opportunity to experience the beauty and friendship found in the community. And I'd also like to thank all of you for the way you've conducted yourself this week. Sorry. It's really hard to read back here. No. You brought out the best the community has to offer. The hotel and the local community loved your presence and positive energy. I'd also like to thank our Flair team this week, who's kept things running smoothly and safely behind the scenes. Thank you also to the convention leads who have supported us so much. They've given us advice, examples, and a wonderful fandom that we can use to help create the magic here today. The conventions that have really helped us the most are Tycho from BLFC, he's the lead there, Cheetah from MFF, and Uncle Kage from Anthrocon. We really appreciate their support. I also want to give a special thanks to all of our volunteers. They've been worked incredibly hard to make this event beautiful for you. Next year on November 8th, we will open our second year in the same location at the Renaissance Seattle Hotel. So next year, we're going to go ahead and add on an additional convention floor. We're going to take over the whole 4th floor. And we're going to increase the hotel room block size so every one of you can comfortably join us. We've learned a ton doing this convention, and we really value your feedback. We have a lot of it, and we're reading it, and we're listening. We've also got a comment box down by registration. So if you have any feedback on the panels, the events, or how we run things, we'd really like to hear from you. Also on our scheduling site, if you have any comments about the events, you can actually electronically submit feedback with the feedback system there. You can also email us. There's an About page on our website. And right now we've got a lot of emails, so it might take a little bit for us to get back to you, but I promise we will respond to every email that comes in. Your comments are really important because we need them to grow in the right ways. The magic of Anthro Northwest is inside each one of you. And on a very practical level, we really need more of you. If you've enjoyed this year's convention, please consider volunteering. We try to take really good care of our volunteers, and we'd like to have more of them. It's really important that we spread the workload around so that our volunteers can enjoy the convention too. But most of all, volunteering is a really special opportunity to give back to an amazing and beautiful community. At this time, we'd like to announce our 2018 guest of honor for next year. She's a character performer from Florida. She's relatively new from the fandom, but her list of volunteer work is absolutely overwhelming. She's constantly doing charity events and is an example of how the world can be changed for the better through costume performance. And while she was enhancing the world around her, she was also being transformed on the inside as well. 2 years ago, she suffered from terrible anxiety, but now, in giving healing to others and giving charity to others, she's actually received a tremendous amount of healing herself. Please welcome the Anthro Northwest 2018 Guest of Honor, Leela Spaniel. So I believe that the measure of success at Anthro Northwest is whether or not those here today have experienced the love and beauty that's present in our community today. If people have experienced that, then that's success to me. Numbers are not really what's important to me. This year we had 2 fundraising efforts for Sarvi Wildlife. The Duels for Charity event, and that raised $207.85. Yeah. And we have some other totals that are not on this sheet for some reason. Because I grabbed the wrong one. But I know we raised several $1,000s for Sarvi Wildlife, and that is a big deal to that. So this year we had 58 volunteers, 76 panelists, 53 vendors, 14 DJs, and 162 scheduled events. That doesn't include the volunteer schedule that had about 300 things on it. So there was a lot going on, and the volunteers worked really hard. We really appreciate them. The number of attendees this year is also on the sheet that is not up here. But it's about 814. So I'd just like to thank all of you that have taken a great deal of time and a great deal of resources to be here today. Some of you have traveled halfway across the world to get here. Germany, Sweden, all over Canada, all over the Americas. So thank you so much for giving Anthro Northwest a chance. Woo! All of you have come here together today to create a great foundation that we can build upon. We hope that with each new year, we can do better in developing beauty, charity, and hospitality through art, education, and building community. And now we have a poem reading by Haven. Yay! A Late Walk by Robert Frost. Haven.
I'm not a dog. A Late Walk by Robert Frost. When I go up through the mowing field, the headless aftermath, smooth laid like thatch with heavy dew, half closes the garden path. And when I come to the garden ground, the whir of sober birds, up from the tangle of withered weeds, is sadder than any words. A tree beside the wall stands bare, but a leaf that lingered brown, disturbed, I doubt not, by my thought, comes softly rattling down. I am not far from my going forth, by picking the faded blue of the last remaining aster flower to carry again to you.
So, Anthro Northwest will soon be over for this year. The last flower has been picked, and it will soon be but a memory.
All right, Gabriel. Love you, brother. Thank you.
We hope that the beauty created here today, this weekend, will remain inside of each one of you. Like the field, the trees, and the flowers, will return again after winter, fresh, recreated, beautiful, and alive. With your help, the flower of Anthro Northwest will grow more beautiful with each passing year. Thank you so much for all the love that you've shown with this community, your unquenchable charity, your inspiring creativity, and most of all, the amazing beauty that you create and share with the world. On behalf of the members of Anthro Northwest, thank you for being part of this community. And until next year, just remember, the dream of Anthro Northwest is you.
Yeah! Strike three.